Hello Libra, thank you for joining me for your mid-month reading here in April of 2020. How's all my Libras doing? Thank you for tuning in. My name is Ahorangi Starchild. I'm New Zealand based. Everything you need to know about me is in the drop box below. If you like this video, please click like. If you like my style, subscribe and hit the bell below this video to get further notifications of when I publish. Okay, so this is a general reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And if you don't know what your Moon and your Rising sign is, below this video is a link. Click on it. It'll take you to a website where you can generate a natal chart. And it will give you information where you can tune into this playlist and tune into all the other zodiac signs that you feel you vibe with. My channel is donation based. Below this video you'll also find a donation button. I don't give half readings and ask you to purchase the other half on a different social media platform. I put it all out there for everyone to enjoy and watch. So thank you for valuing me and my time, and for everyone who's donated to my channel thus far. Okay, so let's jump in. What's happening with Libra? Astrologically speaking, the most important thing I feel is Venus has gone into Gemini, and this is trining your sun. Your ruler is going to trine your sun for a whole 3 months, because Gemini is the place where Venus is going to hang out. She's going to go to and fro, and she's going to spend a lot of time in the sign of having fun, eh? Okay, we also have Pluto and Jupiter, and for some of you, the South Node squaring your Sun. So there is an energy of transformation that is coming through, a need to change something in your life. Now, because I don't have your personal details, we are going to have a look and see what the tarot has to say for you. I do feel like your financial situation will improve with Gemini, Venus and Gemini. While she goes backwards, there's going to be a reevaluation. But I also feel like this reevaluation could have to do with relationships, finances, and maybe just you going inward and doing some soul searching for yourself and just take a time out. So what's happening with Gemini? No, with Libra. What's happening with Libra? Let's see. You come up in your energy with a King of Swords. Some of you have been working very hard. I must say, with the Saturn that was hanging out in Capricorn, would have certainly make you work long, hard hours in the past, maybe the past year or so, okay, with maybe a little bit of unrealistic demands, but that energy is easing off because Saturn has moved into Aquarius. It's going to stay there for a little while. It's not going to hit the 2-degree mark, and it's going to go backwards, and we're going to backtrack into Capricorn. And you, for the second half of this year, you might have a repeat of the theme that's been going on in your life for the last year or so. Okay, so it's just like a little bit of a repeat theme, nothing that you haven't dealt with. Okay. Okay, so I feel like there's room for you to negotiate as well. If you feel like you want to negotiate a contract of some kind, there's a focus on family life in lockdown. That's what we do. There's also, I feel, a battle of wills and competition and some sort of conflict that you're dealing with at this point in time. You're coming up as the King of Swords. King of Swords has the ability to look at any situation objectively. Can see both sides of a situation and make really good judgment calls. The King of Swords speaks his truth, okay, and he just looks at facts, weighing up the information. And also this could, you might be dealing with someone who works in administration, someone who cuts through red tape. You could also be dealing with someone who is affiliated with the law or the justice system. We have the Ten of Wands. Some of you have been working very hard. And then also the Knight of Wands, which is messages coming in hard and fast, potentially from a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or someone with strong influences, water influences in their chart. We have the King of Pentacles, which is someone who knows how to build empires. He knows how to work with his money and his resources. Very practical, loyal. And I feel like there is room for negotiation if you wanted to sign new contracts. There's competition in business for you, and there's also a focus on family. Now, let's jump in. Why is the King of Swords here? I feel like the King of Swords is someone, even if he is someone with very few, speaks a very few words, he is always someone with something on his mind, okay? So why is the King of Swords here? King of Swords is also someone that cuts out, especially with Pluto squaring your sun. You must probably want to cut out something, get rid of something. We have Judgment. We have the Nine of Wands. And we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so let's tell the story then. I feel if there are Librans out there, because remember this is a general reading and I will describe various scenarios. If you're a Libra who had to deal with some sort of dishonesty in the past, whether this is from children, friendships, colleagues, managers, anyone that was not being honest with you, you are definitely setting up healthy boundaries to keep those people at a distance. You are cutting people out of your life who you feel don't play with the whole deck, okay? You are actually most probably calling them out on it, especially with a judgment card. You've made the judgment. You have the information to make the judgment call to say, I do not want anything to do with you from here on out, okay? So that's also, so I also feel like you have a desire to talk about things of the past, to clear the air, and to set everyone straight for once and for all. And I feel one of the main reasons why you're doing this is because you're focusing on your family life. And I feel like if you had to deal with pressures from work, you have a desire to simplify your life, okay? And not to waste your energy on situations which you feel is, quite frankly, speaking, beneath you, okay? So the Ten of Wands is someone who's been working on taking on responsibility that sometimes isn't even theirs, but definitely burning the candle on both ends. So we have the King of Wands. The reason why you've been working so hard is because you have your own agenda. You want to make progress in your life. You know that if you want to make progress by moving forward, you have to invest your energy in it, and you've been working hard for what you want. We have a lot of fire. We have the King of Wands, Ten of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. I just want to draw more cards on this Knight of Wands coming in hot and fast. I feel there's good news coming towards you, especially if you've been waiting to receive some sort of news. We have, yeah, I think you've been waiting, Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. So there is news coming to you about a situation of conflict, okay? And I feel like this situation of conflict has been going on for quite some time. I can't really say what the issue is, but I feel like every now and then these little bits and pieces of information that comes to you. Now, this could be a situation that you're dealing with personally, or it could be someone you know who is dealing with a situation of conflict. And this conflict, I feel, is something that you've had experience with in the past, especially with the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like there's going to be communication as to do I really want to buy into this drama again? I would just want another card. What is this conflict about? The news. The conflict is about a person, so it's a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So this might be, we have 4 kings here. So I feel like with 4 kings in a reading, this is quite an important one. There's a focus on people. There's a focus on maturity. I feel like for some of you, you are maturing, coming into your own power, okay? And there might be conversation going, because this is a process that's been going. This is a process that's been going on for a long time. Someone is growing up because of conflict, and they know that they have to be mature about this if they want to put an end to it, because these situations eventually become a heavy burden. But there's always this moving on from, and then this situation keep on cropping up again, because we have the Judgment here, which is that energy that things keep on coming back, keep on coming back. And you want to finish off with it. You don't want it anymore. So that's why you're maturing. You're having a mature approach to this. So I don't want to do this anymore. It's been going on for long enough. So give me feedback on that. Okay. So we have the Queen of Chalices. We have the King of Chalices. We have a power couple here. And we have the Ten of Cups. Someone is focusing on their emotional well-being, their happiness. Okay. Becoming emotionally available, but also working on keeping the emotions balanced. We have the Knight of Chalices and we have the Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords once again is your element. Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini energy. So if you're a feminine, I feel like there might be someone on your radar expressing interest in the way of romance, but they're very honest, they're very genuine, coming to you, offering you a beautiful cup of love. And it is a cup of love. It's not a cup of BS, because the Ace of Swords is coming with it. I do feel like this person has been coming very slow in the expression of how they feel towards you, because they had to go inwards. They really had to do some work on themselves to find their words, and to even, if they have a bit of air in their chart, they had to kind of connect with their emotions so that they can communicate with you how they truly feel. So for some of you, there's romance on the cards, a beautiful, open, honest, romantic energy coming in after lockdown, of course. And then we have, or even during, maybe you are connecting on social media or through friends, or someone said this, someone said that. Could be even someone from the past making a reappearance here. So this King of Pentacles, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy, this is someone very stable, very loyal. He likes to count his money, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. So we have strength. We have a very strong, determined individual that we're dealing with here, okay? And I feel like, sorry, the card is catching light there. Okay, that's better. A very strong individual, it could even be physically strong. Okay, but this is someone who knows how to be stubborn. I feel like there's a sense of stubbornness as well. You might be dealing with a very stubborn individual who likes to get things his way. I feel like there's a little bit of a control issue with this person, not easy to handle. But hey, with Libra being the diplomat, knowing how to debate and how to put it out there, I don't think this is going to be a huge challenge for you. You can already see this person's inner workings. You've already got the information on how to deal with them. And so however it is that they want to come across being stubborn and uncooperative, I feel that you know how to handle that, definitely. Especially with the judgment call, you will know what to do. Your angels are guiding you. You're also relying on past experiences to navigate this, any challenging situation that might come up in the way of conflict, competition, whether this is in business or in family or personal. You've got your finger on the pulse. So we have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is about competition, is about conflict, is about competing. It is sometimes about winning. It's a very sporty kind of, I always see 501 sometimes as some sort of sport or physical activity that's piquing your interest at this point in time. So we have the Hermit, that's a Virgo. You might be dealing with a Virgo. But I feel you are also maybe struggling with internal conflict, and you're going inwards to re-establish and have internal conversations with yourself. Maybe you are debating with yourself, because I know the Libras love debating, okay? They like to look at something from all angles. And I feel like you are kind of retreating as well. You might be retreating from people who seeks to have conflict or conflicting interests. You might be retreating from society. You might actually quite enjoy the lockdown period where you can be at peace and just, potter around at home and ponder. But I also feel like for some of you, if you're not in that hermit phase where you are ready to go inward and reevaluate your life, I do feel for some of you it might be a struggle having to stay at home and not being physically active, okay? And not having the ability to go out and do your daily routines. That might ignite like an inner restlessness, so to speak, and it might make you stubborn, and it might turn you into someone who is can quietly sulk away potentially, not for all of you, but you might not be feeling 100% yourself, okay? So 10 of chalices is there's a focus. You know that you are blessed in your home life. You know that you have a lot to be grateful for. There's a lot of happiness here in spite of everything. There's beauty. You have beautiful people. You're feeling happy with your family. And I feel like your children is playing a key part if you have children. There might be communication coming to you hot and fast from one of your children. It could be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Making plans to meet up with you or visit if they aren't at home. But it's like messaging you about a face-to-face meeting. And I feel like if they do come to visit, it'll just be a short stay, just like a high and by, like a hit and run. Oh, I'm in the area. Can I just pop in after the lockdown, of course? Of course, you'll be looking forward to it because, especially if you a mature Libra with children that's already out of the house. For younger children, I feel like if there's a child around you, they are maybe your children are very different in temperament. One is outgoing, one is more peaceful and reserved, one is very loud, and the other one is very quiet. But I feel like you have found the recipe for your happiness long term, because we do have the King of Pentacles there. I also feel like you really know what it is that you need to do to simplify your life and move forward. There's really good energy here for you. The 10 of Cups, I really like that happiness around the home, forward movement, and being very clear in who it is you want to allow in your life and who you want to keep away. Very clear boundaries. Love it. Thank you so much for watching. I love reading for you. Have a beautiful day. Give me feedback. Light and love.